Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome into episode number 13 of Playing with House Money present the Soccer Gambling Cognoscenti. I am the head of the SGC, Ice, and this guy right here is the SGC's very own DJ Pru, the consigliere. How are you doing today, my guy?
I was going to say, you ain't going to throw that in there? Did I get my title? I thought I got my title ripped away right now. I'm still Tom Higgins, ain't I?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man, I'm doing good, though, man. I enjoy coming to the SGC because it's just like I get to be the voice that is cocky for you because you be on here modest as hell. Yeah, I mean it's good to see you in your element of football that you fully love, and obviously are the goat of. So yeah, I'm doing great today, man. It's a good day. We're here at the weekend finally. It's a couple of hours and it's time to party.
Yes, sir. And as always, Friday afternoons, football is trash.
Yeah.
Soccer is trash on Fridays. We know this. If you're in the Discord, you know that. But the only game worth mentioning is Inter Milan. But it's Serie A. It's Serie A. We do not like much in Serie A these days. In fact, there's only two teams that I will even contemplate betting on these days, and that's Atalanta and Bologna. And we'll talk about both of them today. But yeah, Inter Milan is about the only place, but they're minus 750 on the money line. So, because they are playing Salernitana, who are bottom of the league. So that's one of those where you think, oh yeah, this is going to be a 3-0, 4-0 game. You watch that finish 1-1 today, because this is what happens on Fridays.
Friday Club.
Yeah. Is just absolutely not. Like I mentioned, Atalanta, they play Saturday afternoon, and I do like them. They're not like I'm mentioning them because I probably will bet on them. We got some great value on them last week away from home, and I said to the guys in the Discord and yourself, obviously, like I was annoyed I didn't ladder their goal. Like their value was huge. They were like plus 136 to score twice, and they were in out the play with Arsenal and with Atletico Madrid, who let me down again and have been kicked off. I should have mentioned them in yesterday's Who Pissed Off Pru show, because they really pissed me off the last couple of weeks.
They slipped my mind. I should have mentioned them and Athletic Bilbao.
But they they're on the and there's some teams, right? There are some teams out here like I don't bet Arsenal very often. Yeah. And we bet Arsenal last week, and you must have sat there, and I nearly wanted to say this to you, like when I pick Arsenal, you're like, okay, now I need to get Arsenal to score 3, to score 4, because like he doesn't pick them, like he has to be very confident in this if he's picking Arsenal, and then they went and scored 6.
I was gonna say I didn't tell you I had first half over 1.5, 2.5, 3.5.
Yeah, well, there you go. Congrats.
Cash out 3, obviously. So yeah, I fell asleep. Fell asleep for a nap and literally woke up like, oh my, hey, the dogs, hey, let's get it, Arsenal. I didn't want to tell you because I didn't want you to be like, told you to be bet on.
Well, no, but that's it. Like if I'm that confident that I'm not only am I betting them, but I'm also putting it out in the Discord to have other people bet on them. Yeah. There's no way I'm losing a game. Like there's no way that we're losing a bet on my team, because hey, like, just if that was me,
you got to stand on business like my boy Brandon. You got to stand on business like my boy Brandon.
But like America are on the list.
Hey, let's not frustrate my boy.
No, but they're on that for me personally. They're on the list with Atletico. They're on the list. There's a couple of others. Like there's Lazio in there. Aston Villa are in there. Are in there.
Yes.
Like these teams are not getting bet on again for goals until they've shown me that they can score 3 goals in a game again. Because like right now they're just not doing it. And there's a few of them that are on that list. That list is not limited to just 1 or 2 teams. There are several teams on that list. yeah, me picking now the teams. Atalanta are one, and hey, like I would, I still have we say don't be. You gotta have a short memory in this game, right? You gotta try and have a short memory when you can, but there is still a list of teams that you just shouldn't bet on. But Bournemouth screwed me royally a couple of weeks ago, and it's currently it's different, right? There's a fade list.
Oh yeah,
and there's a don't bet on them to score goals list, and Bournemouth have made their way onto my fade list. So they're playing away at Newcastle this week. So Newcastle and Atalanta is one. I would play those two straight. That's like a nice double up, I think, plus 110 for Newcastle and Atalanta to both score twice. I might play those two separately. But the talking of fading teams, our favourite team to fade plays again, obviously, this weekend. Barcelona. And when we talk about fading them, guys, we're talking about not that they won't win the game or not that they won't score goals, because they are still Barcelona. They're still scoring goals. But defensively, this is one of the worst Barcelona teams I have ever seen in my entire life. Since I'm 6 years old, since the 90s. Like this team is horrible defensively.
Bad. They're giving up 2 every game.
Yeah, especially away from home, and we get them away from home this week. And I know I had that in the Discord a couple of weeks ago. The guys were like, "Why didn't you fade Barcelona today?" And I was like, "Oh, they played at home." And I was like, "It's different when they're playing at home." But even at home, they're not playing in Camp Nou this year. They're playing their games in a different stadium. So even a home game is like an away game for them. And we saw that last week. They played Granada, bottom of the league, Granada, or second from bottom, 19th in the league, second worst team in the league, and they conceded 3 goals.
Bro.
And I wish I'd laddered Granada. I had Granada to score 2, and I ended up taking the Granada money line, and they went up 3-2, and the cash out was horrible. But yeah, like they conceded 3 goals in that game. They're just, I mean, it's just horrible defensively. They for a team that are still third in the league and challenging for the title, they have conceded 50% more goals than Athletic Bilbao, Real Sociedad, Real Betis, who are in 5th, 6th, and 7th in the league, and they've conceded twice as many goals as Real Madrid, and that is why Real Madrid are 10 points clear of them at the top of the league. But yeah, we get them away from home, and yeah, defensively away from home. Hey, they've won a few of their last games, but they just conceding goals everywhere. And again, we're going to settle with the Celta Vigo head-to-heads. Last couple in Celta Vigo. Previous results: 2-1 Celta Vigo, 3-3, 0-3, which isn't great for us, 2-2. And 2-0. So 4 out of the last 5 games in Celta Vigo have scored twice.
And this was this year. This wasn't this year.
No. This is going back to 2019. This is the last 5 seasons. The last 5 times that they've played. This is their head-to-heads. Celta Vigo have got. They're not scared of Barcelona. Like when they're playing at home. So yeah, there's definitely something to be said there for plus 180 on Celta Vigo team total. We're not saying that necessarily take the money line, but when we say fade Barcelona, what we do is I'll be taking the team total is the solid one, right? 2 goals from Celta Vigo plus 180. That as a straight. Then you've got we'll probably play them to score in both halves, which means that obviously if they're going to do that, then you're cashing the team total, but you get much better value on them to score in both halves. We'll ladder. We'll probably take them to score 2 first-half goals, and if they don't, then we'll take them either to score the 2 in the second half, or if they're 1-0 at half-time, we might play them to score 3. And we'll play the money line. We'll sprinkle on the money line, but as we said, it's not expected that the money line one's going to come in, but the plus 180 on the team, on them to score 2 goals. Like, if you've been playing this fading Barcelona for as long as we have, you have made some good money and you've hit some great bets on teams that are not only scoring goals against Barcelona, but they're just flat out outright beating Barcelona. And it's not just the likes of Real Madrid that have done it. It's, I mean, they conceded 2 goals and ended up losing to Athletic Bilbao in the Super Cup. They've done it in the Champions League. They lost to Antwerp. They lost to Shakhtar Donetsk. We were definitely on the Shakhtar one of those. And I definitely think I played the Antwerp one mid-game just because I was like, hey, like, when I first started doing it, it was kind of a joke to begin with. I was like, these guys are terrible. Like, and now I'm like, I fully believe I'm playing it every week, every single game, because I hate seeing the games like we get against Granada where they concede 3 and we're not on it, because it was at home. But that's really it for Saturday. Oh, I see my man has jumped. Let's see if he's coming back in. But yeah, that's all we're playing on Saturday. Let me remove. There he is. Had some technical difficulties, huh?
Yeah, technical difficulties.
No worries.
Now, what I did want to say about those 5 head-to-heads, though, you are talking about good Barcelona teams as well.
Yeah. Like when you go back and you're looking at, when they were playing in 2021, 2020, they were decent Barcelona teams. Obviously, like in 2020, they beat them 3-0, but they also conceded and lost to them the year before. So, yeah, Celta Vigo are not scared of Barcelona, when they're playing at home. So I fully expect Celta to come out. They're not having the worst run of form themselves. They've been doing relatively okay, and they have a lot to play for. They are 17th in the league, but they need to win this game to stay outside of the relegation zone. So there's a lot for them to play for. With only 14 games left in the season, we're getting towards that time when, like, each of these games is now, more important, especially if you're at the bottom of the table and you losing games. Like, every point that you can pick up is really important. And, same can be said for Barca. Barca need to come out and put on a show in these games. They've got to claw back 10 points in 14 games. It's almost an impossible task for them to get anywhere near trying to catch Real Madrid. But I tell you what they definitely do want to do. They want to catch Girona. There is no way that this Barcelona team want to not come second and end up coming third and coming behind a team like Girona that just come out of nowhere. And, that is not going to go down well for the Catalonian faithful. And Real Madrid are not only going to love the fact that they're going to win the league at a stroll, they're also going to love the fact that Barcelona didn't come second. And Atletico for that part.
And they're adding Kylian Mbappe.
Oh, yeah. So they're just back to being the Galacticos like they were in the mid-2010s when they were just signing the best players in the world. They literally are going to go back to that. They're already the best team in Europe for my money right now. Possibly Man City. You probably, that would be a good Champions League final, but
Madrid's going to mop them up.
Yeah. And talking of, on Sunday, we do get Real Madrid make their way into my best bet for Sunday, 8:00 Sunday morning. They're away against Rayo Vallecano. So when we talk about teams having great records, or being in form when we come into these games, we're looking for teams that are playing well, or adversely, we're looking for teams that are not playing great. Rayo Vallecano have been pretty horrible at home all season. They're the second worst team in the league. They've only got 1 home win in 11. And then conversely, Real Madrid are the best away team in La Liga. So, kind of, minus 156 on Real Madrid to score twice is in my opinion, huge value. They have done that in their last 2 away games in the league. You know, they've only just squeaked by Las Palmas 2-1 and Getafe 2-0. But again, they're 10 points clear at the top of the league. They're not going to want to take their foot off the pedal. They just last week beat Girona, who we said are in second place 4-0 at the Bernabeu. So they're not going to want to now give any points back to Girona, having just beat them and opened up that 5-point gap at the top of the league. They want to get this done and dusted mathematically, be safe, and the title secured as soon as possible so they can then focus all their attention on the Champions League. So I fully expect Real Madrid to go out and win that one. And again, we're taking the Real Madrid team total. Also, early Sunday morning, we have Serie A. I mentioned them earlier. 2 reasons. I mentioned Lazio that we don't like and we kind of at a point tend to fade. But also one of my favorite teams to bet on right now in Serie A, along with Atalanta, is Bologna. They've been a joy to watch recently. They're up to 5th in the league. You know, it sounds funny, like they're not a side that you would have historically ever said would be challenging the likes of Roma, Lazio, Fiorentina, Napoli. Like these guys are all beneath them in the league. They're sat in 5th place. They're a level on points with Atalanta. So yeah, this one is kind of this is another one for value. For me, you know, we don't bet on Lazio. We don't very often fade Lazio because they can be very good defensively. And their games are very often go under on the goal front.
It's Serie A. It is Serie A.
Yeah. So, but Bologna, last away game they played away was AC Milan. AC Milan, who are in 3rd place and are basically a better team than Lazio, and that game was 2-2. So Bologna went in and scored twice. It's minus 200 for Bologna to score 1 goal, which, given where they are in the league, I think is insane value for them to just score once.
Yeah.
They're plus 255 to score twice. Yeah, which is kind of this enters the territory of, okay, well, we can play that straight and we can probably ladder the 3rd. I don't expect the 3rd to happen, but for the value that you're going to get on it, I think we're definitely you can play that straight. I see your face looking like I'm definitely going to play that straight.
I'm going to do something stupid with this for sure. Definitely going to do something stupid with this, especially that 3rd one.
Yeah, but I mean, like we said, it's Serie A. We know what happens there, but I just think that's great value. They've been in a good run of form, Bologna. Like we saw them beat Fiorentina 2-0 on Wednesday. Should have scored 3.
Dude, they're so frustrating right now. Fiorentina is so frustrating right now, but it is what it is. We kind of need to expect it, but
yeah, like, you know, Bologna are on a 3-game winning run. They've scored 10 goals in their last 3 games. They are 3 home games, but I mean, it's 12 goals in their last 4 if you include away games. And like I said, that was away at AC Milan. So they've really hit like a rich vein of form. So I think they can carry that away with them. So yeah, I mean, and that's a 6. I'm hoping to wake up and see that we've got the 1 goal in the bag there in that one, and that Madrid have scored there too. And then 9 a.m. Sunday morning. So again, we're going early. We're trying to get this out of the way. So we just have one game to worry about in the afternoon. And it's Sheffield United v Brighton. I see your face. It's Brighton. Yeah, we have to have short memories when it comes to Brighton.
But it's going to be... Oh, so we're doing team total, I'm assuming.
We're doing team total over 1.5 for Brighton, minus 178. It's not great value.
It's good parlay value.
Yeah, but there's exactly. There's value there for the parlay. I mean, this is a repeat of the game that happened 3 weeks ago in the FA Cup. And the game finished 5-2 to Brighton.
Yeah.
Brighton were 2-0 up after 30 minutes, and then they ended up scoring 5. So Sheffield United are the worst defensive team in the Premier League. They've conceded 60 goals this season. They are literally, again, I saw something on Twitter said they are like the worst team nationally in England. They've conceded more goals than any other team, I think. So yeah, like this is not so much a trust Brighton. This is a Sheffield United are horrible defensively and are giving up over 2 goals a game on average across the whole entire season.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, they've conceded 60 goals in 24 games. Even if you change that to their home games, I mean, their home form is nothing much better. They've conceded, in fact, they're probably worse. They've conceded 31 goals in 12 games. So they have conceded more goals at home than they have away from home.
I mean, like most,
yeah. So yeah, I mean, and Brighton aren't great away. Like they're not. Like, let's be honest. Like, I'm not expecting this to, they got battered by Luton away from home again at the end of like 4-0. And I think that was the one we saw them score 5 goals in the FA Cup. And then they went and didn't even score a goal against Luton. And it was like, what the hell are we doing? I actually think I tweeted Brighton and Hove Albion's Twitter account. And I was like, you couldn't score 1.
Right.
Because I think that was they were the only team that day to not score in the Premier League. But yes, they on this Sheffield, this is a fade Sheffield United bet, not a I think Brighton are great. And they're not in a rich vein of away form. They're not terrible, but Sheffield United are terrible. This is what we're playing there. And then the last leg that we're going to be moving on to, and I know you know what we're going to say already.
What time does this game start?
What?
What time does this game start that you're about to tell me?
11:30.
No, Ice. Hey. Continue. You're the GOAT. Short memory.
And what I'm about to say is we're not playing the team total. We are playing both teams to score in Bochum versus Bayern Munich, because it's Bayern Munich have not been playing great lately.
That's nice. That's being nice. That's keeping it nice.
That is being nice. And hey, Bochum have right this is where I get completely torn between. We talked about the head-to-heads for Celta Vigo, and the last head-to-head, this is the game that I know you remember very well, because this is the game when I called the correct score and I said Bayern either win this game 1-0 or they win it 7-0.
Is this the one where they scored 7 in the second half?
Is
this the one that they lost 1-0 or they won 1-0?
No. This was the game. They won the last game 7-0.
They scored all 7
that they scored. No, it wasn't. They've been two of those.
Oh wow!
Recently,
okay.
Well,
they
had one earlier this season, but the last head-to-head was 7-0.
We're talking about stats that don't matter. We're talking about stats that don't matter. Like those, they got space jammed lately.
Yeah, like Bochum recently, last 5 games, they haven't lost at home in 5, 6, 7. They haven't lost at home in 7 games, and they have scored in every single one of those 7 home games. So Bochum are actually doing all right. Bayern Munich away, on the other hand, we just saw them got beat in Lazio when we talked about how terrible Lazio are.
Didn't score.
They didn't score. And this is the part that worries me about this bet, is that I'm going to take both teams to score, and I'm hoping that this is then taking that Bayern hopefully show up in the Bundesliga, because hey, last week they lost 3-0 to Bayer Leverkusen, didn't score in that game either.
And we had the nerve to be worried about both of them.
But are we expecting Bayern Munich to go 3 games in a row without scoring a goal?
We said that about going 2 games in a row.
we didn't.
No, we can't.
I didn't say that.
But I did, because obviously.
Yeah. Well.
And we know that it's Bayern. That's why it's so frustrating. It wouldn't be as frustrating if it wasn't Bayern Munich. Like it could almost be anybody. Like, you got to understand, we're fading Barca. Nobody, not many people do that. Like, if anybody, and we're just not fading Bayern because we're just like, bro, it's Bayern. Like, we know. So I need my boy Harry to show up.
And I tell you the actual funniest thing about this whole Bayern Munich not being great this season, or well, not being great, but they're not going to win the league this season.
No, you're right. You're right to say that.
The funniest thing about it is that Harry Kane has never won a title in his career. And he played for Tottenham, right? He played for Spursy. And we talk about the Spursy all the time.
Always. Because
that's basically an exact science. Now Harry Kane's gone to the Bundesliga, supposedly the Farmers League, and the easiest league for Bayern Munich to stroll to win 17 years out of 18 or whatever it is. And he's gone there, and in his first season with them, they're now 5 points behind Bayer Leverkusen, just got beat by Leverkusen to extend that lead, and there is 13 games left.
Harry Kane is the Chris Paul. That.
Yeah. And the annoying thing for Bayern is that they've got Harry Kane that's never won a title, but they have Leroy Sané, who's never lost. Yeah, he's not lost. I think it's Leroy Sané. It might be Kingsley Coman. Actually, like every year he's been with Bayern, they've won the title. So it's like either one of them has got to lose their crown, and it's a crown that it's a crown that Harry Kane does not want.
When you're the Chris Paul of a league, you're gonna get really close. So we might start seeing goals. We might start seeing goals. Like they'll make it, and then they'll die out at like second or third.
Yeah. So. Yeah, I mean, this game it's in there for the value, right? It's in there for -152 for both teams to score because it's great value.
When was the last time you saw Bayern over 1.5 under -200? Like higher odds than -200, because that's what we got over last weekend. And I almost fell over. I was like, wait a minute. But that's like when you know it's been rough. But yeah, man, I mean, we're already this far in.
And in this game they're like -400 to score twice.
Yeah,
and like exactly. you're insane. Like,
yeah, I would never.
Not
right now.
No, not in this. Yeah, not the way they're playing, right? Like, because it just doesn't. So yeah, I mean, we've got those. Like, you know what I'm like. There's the part of me that wants to really take Brighton, Bologna, and Bayern team totals because they're away teams and they all begin with the letter B. And like, yeah, and it's +800. It's +800 if you take them all over 1.5. But that Bologna game to score 2 with that high value, even if it's Brighton 2, Bologna 1, Bayern 2, it's +300.
No, just do one of the 3 legs and then take Bayern out of the other one. We'll do
exactly. Take Real Madrid. So, and that's what I'm saying. Like, Bayern are the last game of this 4. So you can take Brighton, Bologna to score 1. Real Madrid, and then Bochum v Bayern as the both teams to score is where I would go because, like I said, I just think it's just better value. -154 on both teams. I genuinely think both teams score in this game, and it's just the better value there. So that's the 4 that we have for Sunday, and that Sunday is going to be where I think there's the much better games on Sunday, just in general. So yeah, let me find. I'm just going to add that because that wasn't what I was going to play. I'd split them into 3s, and I hadn't got the 4-fold as a. The 4-fold's +539 for the 7 goals.
It's not bad.
No, and of course, if you take that to 8 goals,
yeah,
it's +1400.
I was going to
with
say
the extra Bologna goal.
Yeah,
but yeah, that Bologna +900 for the Bologna 3rd goal. By the way.
You didn't have to tell me that. You didn't have to tell me that. I was going to find out. I'll tell you that much.
I know. But no, that's it. I mean, we will, of course, on Saturday, we will have Premier League, Championship, Bundesliga. We're going to go nuts in the Discord. Yeah.
Everything. He has everything. Friday night, we got League A. We're kicking it off right away. We're not even thinking about the All-Star game. I'm gonna keep it real, y'all. We're not even thinking about the All-Star game. This is strictly soccer weekend. SGC. Let's just do another 100 units like you did a couple months ago.
Yep.
If you don't mind. If you don't.
I don't mind doing 100 unit week. No, I'm fine with that. Got the pay rise. First paycheck with the new pay rise.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
So yeah, 100 unit weekend sounds like an absolute plan.
Yeah, this one just act like you didn't get the raise. You know?
Yeah.
Just be like, all right, let's crack them for everything they got. SGC is gonna make another appearance. I don't even need to hype it up. Everybody get there.
But yeah, find us on Twitter at PW_housemoney. Hit the link, join the Discord. We've got stuff going on in there. Obviously, this weekend is All-Star weekend in NBA, as we've said. But the SGC, we've got Liga MX going on Thursday night, Friday night. Like you said, you've got Australian League is going to be Friday night, Saturday morning. Going to hit that. And then, Saturday morning is it's the place to be, right? Like you've got Bundesliga, you've got the Premier League and the English Championship. All three of those leagues, we're gonna go nuts.
A Saturday morning with ice is the equivalent of Saturday morning cartoons when you were a kid. All right? And anybody that y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all not missing the X-Men cartoon. Y'all not missing none of that shit. Static Shock. You're not missing none of the damn Saturday morning cartoons. You should not miss a single Saturday morning with ice. You just shouldn't. It's law. It should be a religion. Everybody just convert to the SGC. Or like the Italian mafia, but with an English accent and somebody that just complains too much. Just get there.
What this man just said. What he just said. And we'll see you next Friday.